This one that is happening at this time is I don't know where this is coming from, and I don't want to believe that this story that is coming out at this time is actually true. Because if it is true, then this is I mean a reaction taken too far. Okay, so what we're hearing at this time has to do with Olori, and not Olori now, has to do with Princess Peju. I'm sure this name resonates with a lot of you. Okay, so the story goes this way: Royal outrage as Princess Peju is rumored to have stormed the palace of Ooni of Ife, threatening to press for damages of $1.5 million. Yes, you heard me well. They said she stormed the palace and was almost, ranting, and threatening, to press for damages of 1.5 million. You need to hear why she's pressing for this damage. Okay, so she was said to have said since the public announcement or introduction of her marriage did not hold after a plethora of postponements and finally going into what looks like perpetual abeyance, she needs to be fully reimbursed for all her expenses, during her many visitations to and from Nigeria, and above all, for her mental health, which, according to her, has deteriorated because of the shock she suffered. Okay, let me put this in proper context. Don't forget that at the height of this news, that she's coming in as the next wife. Don't forget that this news became very rife at that time that Ooni of Ife made an announcement, that public announcement, that more lorries are coming. Not too long after that, this lady came to the picture, and possibly a lot of promises were made here and there, and the time that possibly was assigned for that announcement to be made did not hold. Gale of postponement here and there, and probably the lady has gotten tired. The shame also that goes with that. Her being a diplomat, very high standing, someone who is a commissioner in far away Ontario, Canada. Possibly, I mean, she just got exhausted, tired, and she cannot take it anymore. That is why possibly she had come back, and storming the palace and demanding, or rather threatening, to for damages. Okay, so you all recall that Princess Peju, that diplomat and the commissioner in Ontario, Canada, was in the news recently for that famous week-long birthday bash, which reportedly, which was reportedly sponsored by KBAC. Yes, that was what was in the news at that time. So the week-long celebration was indeed a spectacle, beginning in Lagos initially, moving to Osogbo at some stage, later getting to Ooni of Ife's palace at another stage, and finally climaxing at the Ojaja Arena. Okay? Yes, you heard me well. It climaxed at the Ojaja Arena where, I mean, everybody gathered. The who is who, the cream de la cream, everybody was gathered, and everybody was gathered in Mayfair with the paraphernalia of royalty fully showcased all through the events. The high and mighty included top government functionaries, captains of industries, entertainment chieftains, all graced the event as the ageless Shina Peters serenaded both Kabiesi and Princess Peju to the admiration of all. Yes, I recall that during that event, that climax in the Jaja Arena, there was that towards the end of that event when Sashino Peters, mounted the stage and was singing. At some stage, he started serenading not just Princess Peju, he started also serenading Kabiyesi. And the way the whole thing went, a lot of people already just concluded, including myself. We all concluded that, oh, this marriage is certainly going to happen in a matter of days. Okay? And we even thought that just a few days after her birthday, which was supposed to be Ooni of Ife's birthday, that was when that announcement will have been made, but it never came to pass. Okay? So it was almost impossible not to believe that the consummation of their marriage was imminent, especially with the announcement of the coming of more lorries by KBAC around that same period. Yes, you heard me well. As a matter of fact, yours sincerely did a story on her as well. Yes, I recall I did a story. Also believing that she's going to be in the palace in just a matter of days. So whatever it is that made the announcement not to go on as announced earlier or as planned is what I don't know, because I don't live in the palace. Okay. So I can imagine the level of disappointment that this could have caused her person, especially if she was promised to be announced publicly, as it has been alleged. Yes, when somebody promises you that, look, on so date, I'm going to do this, and you now put all your hope and everything on it. Possibly you spent some money, you've told a lot of close confidants and even a lot of friends, and that thing never happens. I mean, it can be a really big setback and a big blow to anyone, no matter how strong you are. And in this case, we are talking of a woman here, and these are emotional issues. So I won't be surprised. I'm not really surprised at the turn of events, especially the action she's taking, even though I also feel like she should be a little bit patient at this time with Ooni of Ife. Assuming without considering that this story is true, then it is really sad, because marriage is not supposed to be done on duress, especially looking at the high profile nature of Princess Peju's accomplishment in faraway Canada. Yes, because this is a commissioner. I think she was appointed a commissioner early this year, if my memory serves me right, and not in a just ordinary place, but in Ontario. Yes, in Ontario, Canada. So for someone of this accomplishment, you will expect that she should be more temperate with her judgments, okay? But is she that desperate? Is Ooni of Ife the only man? Is she not worried that Ooni of Ife already has 6 to 7 wives? And what could be her position, assuming they decide to marry her today? Is she not bothered about all this? Well, I think she should just relax and leave Kabiyesi alone to concentrate on hosting the initiates and worshippers of Obalaoye deity, who are currently having Obalaoye 2024 festival in Ile-Ife. Okay? It's a hectic time for Kabiyesi. He's always a very busy man. We all know this already. Sometimes I've always said I wonder how he's able to navigate his way at the kind of energy level that this man has, to be almost, I mean, ubiquitous. He's everywhere, everywhere. Every function that he needs to be available, he's always been there. So how he gets this energy is something that we all men have to study someday. Okay? So for me, it's a hectic time for KBC, and Princess Peju should take cognizance of the historical importance of this festival to Kabiesi and his people, and let him be. The spiritual appeasement of Obalawi deity, which helps drive away diseases and sicknesses, is more important to Kabiesi than one announcement of one Olori at this time. This is not to disrespect her, but I think if this is a time for Balawi deity to be appeased in order for strange sicknesses and ailment not to befall the Ife kingdom, I think this should supersede every other thing. Okay? So even though Kabiesi once promised marriage and gave timeline for it, that event seems to have been overtaken by many other factors at this moment. Perhaps Kabiesi is waiting for a much more convenient timeline in future. Who knows? So Princess Peju must learn to wait. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. So this is the story that is coming out at this time. And like I always say, if this is true, then it's rather unfortunate, because I would understand why a lady with such pedigree I mean, is almost like trying to stampede Kabiesi into a marriage. I mean, is he the only man in the world? Is he the only one? Okay? So she needs to be patient. That is if this story is true. She needs to be patient. Okay? But then it is what it is. So this is what we are hearing at this time, and I have decided to bring it to your doorstep. So what do you think? I want to hear what you think about this. Please leave your comment in the comment section. God bless you. I'm going to see you soon. Bye-bye.